So my name is Lawson Mpame, and I'm a creative director, stylist, and the company is Laws of Style. So I studied in college pharmaceutical science, which is completely left field to what I'm doing now. And so many people are always like, how the hell did you end up in fashion? It was one of those things that started as a hobby, and then got a few jobs that I was like happy with, and then decided, you know what, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. I'm going to go into fashion and pursue that. So my path from college to this role was essentially I was in fourth year, and decided to start my page as a hobby to showcase my fashion, because my friends were like, why don't you do it? Everybody's doing it. Again, doing photo shoots here and there, and I remember I got my first ever collaboration shoot, which wasn't really a collaboration, but got pieces for the shoot, lent to me. Was Tommy Hilfiger, and then I did something with Louis Copeland. Gave me a suit. And then we did a shoot from there. And then from then it's kind of like started doing more shoots with different brands, just getting stuff lent to me or sometimes sent to me. And then from there, I think I just decided at one point, you know what, I want to take a stab at this, like really as a job. And it's been a long couple years, long road, but we're getting there. And I suppose I started really making money probably 4 years ago, something like that. Got my first ever job from Primark, pennies, and yeah. That's where it started from, and here we are now. Yes, it was a scary transition, because obviously come from an African family, where my dad's a lawyer, my mom's a teacher, my siblings are all like Oxford graduate lawyers and stuff like that. So there's a lot of pressure, obviously. And then the fact that I even decided to do pharmaceutical science or become a doctor was even a thing that was like very left field for my family. But no, it was super scary because, again, didn't actually have anything saved, stupidly. Decided to go full stab at it, using my own money for photo shoots, not getting any budgets from any brands, and doing this for about a good 3 years, just because I believed in it so much, and I still believe in it so, till today, that sometimes I'll get a budget from a brand, might not be a lot, but I'll put all I can into it, pay myself very little, when I can. But yeah, it's been a scary road, but it's been a beautiful and enjoyable road at the same time, A creative director, in my opinion, is an individual who, I suppose, brings it together from concept to fruition. And I think he's also the backbone in essentially having the ability to know the right people to bring in for the right job. Because even if you have a team of let's say photographers who are really good, one of them is going to be perfect for that specific campaign you might be doing. So it's having the ability and that, the knowledge and skill to kind of pick that as well. So I think it is a skill in itself. Creative director definitely has to be 50-50. Like the creative part is just as important as the management part. So that's cost management. It's being able to I suppose scout locations and stuff like that, and make sure that everybody's getting paid well, and making sure budgets, you're staying within your budget, and trying to even get stuff done for less if you can. That's a skill in itself as well. But the creative part is just as important, because without that, and without you executing the vision for the client, then all this fails. It's pointless. So it's definitely 50-50. Both are just as equally important. Average day it's varied. So take for example today, I had a shoot, but we were supposed to finish yesterday. The rain came in, ruined everything, so we had to do it again, So, and then now I'm here doing this interview, and then after this, I have another shoot I need to go to and finish up for some other job I'm doing. So it varies. It could be admin work, it could be literally some finance stuff, it could be concept creation, it could be sitting down and coming up with ideas, coming up with stories, putting everything together. It could be location scouting. It's so varied. I pretty much do a lot of everything, and what separates me from a lot of people, I suppose, is because I'm doing the creative director role. I am the stylist. I am the admin person. I'm the accountant. I'm also the model. So it is quite a lot, Hopefully I'll get to a point where I don't have to do this anymore, and I can focus on one particular area that I'm really good at and enjoy. But at the moment, that's pretty much doing an all-rounder kind of job, doing everything. Well, how do I stay creative under pressure? I stay creative under pressure by I suppose sometimes taking a breath, and trying to fix whatever needs to be fixed that's causing the pressure, or I suppose meditation sometimes. And if it's not necessarily on pressure on the job, before the job, I usually go do a bit of Muay Thai, a bit of boxing, help clear the head. Find punching things, punching back, not necessarily a person, punching back helps me relax a bit more. So I'm more relaxed actually doing boxing and Muay Thai than I am doing yoga or meditation. which I don't know if that makes me sound like a bit of a psychopath or what. But no, that's how I stay creative. And then also, I think, going back to drawing board on whatever creative project we're working on, I mean, like, right, what's becoming a bit of an overcomplicated issue here? Can we try fix it or remove it completely and try make it as simple as possible? Because sometimes the simple things are the ones that actually work. But yeah, that's how I stay creative. Who inspires me? Do you know what? It's Reggie Yates from over across the pond in the UK. I started watching his documentaries, and I know he's come from like fashion kind of background. He's been a TV presenter, and he's done documentaries. So he's one of the people who actually really inspires me quite a lot, and I love what he does, and I love his vision and just everything he's doing, even though it's not necessarily the same realm as like fashion, but it's similar kind of field, And then there's obviously Fabian Baron. He's one of the best creative directors, in my opinion, of our time, and like he's doing some amazing stuff. And then there's a few other guys as well in the UK that are models or just similar kind of field that I'm in that I look up to, and inspire me. What drives me is doing what I'm doing right now, so future generations or a kid who's younger than me right now can see themselves reflected, in me and be like, what, one day I'm going to end up in TV or I'm going to end up working with the brands he's working with. Because again, I grew up here with nobody to look up to. I think the one person there was Sean Mpame, and I remember being the first person I ever saw on Expose back when Expose was still a thing, and being like, wow, I want to be on TV like him, and now I'm doing it. I'm on RTE doing the same thing he's doing. So it's that, like, and creating a legacy where so many other black kids out there can grow up here in Ireland and be like, you know what, he did it, I can do it. That's what drives me. Have I ever wanted to give up? So many times. Even like it was recently, as probably last week. It happens all the time. Sometimes it gets overwhelming. Sometimes it's a bit much, especially with the current situation with the pandemic. That was a big, I suppose, knock on the head, because it was at a point where I was starting to make a lot of headway, and then going back from that, and then you're coming out of it, and then you're seeing other people work and getting work. It's so easy for you to compare yourself. But like, persevering and just realizing that, I'm in my own journey and it's my own path. It's going to be a little bit more difficult than other people is what keeps me going, But I've so many times I've wanted to give up. It's countless. And, it's countless times. But I've had to just be like, listen, you've come this far. You have to keep going. Because if I give up right now, I'll be so annoyed with myself down the line when I'm old. Ooh, my proudest moment so far is definitely being on RT. I've had a few big milestones, but I think it's being on RT. That's a big thing. Like being asked to be becoming an RT, and now I'm a regular on the show. And I think hopefully there's bigger things that are lined up in the future. But yeah, that's the biggest one, definitely. And I think another one is probably writing for the Irish Times last year in Christmas. I got to write a piece. But no, only did I have to write a piece, I was asked to create a direct the whole thing, star in the whole thing, and write the whole thing, which is unheard of. They usually ask you to write a thing and get models and get somebody else. But for them to even trust me with that and, go ahead and print all the amazing photos and, was amazing, So yeah, those are probably two of my biggest proudest moments. Oh, my favorite work by somebody else. My favorite work by somebody else is actually a girl called Yinza. She's a stylist and creative director as well. She did this amazing shoot here in Ireland with Evan Doherty as well, and it's an airfield somewhere, and the whole idea is like this travel, and like this one travels back, and like the shoot just looked amazing. That was probably some of the best work I've seen, and believe me, there's work I've seen from other people out there, but I'd say that was a standout for me, definitely. She did an amazing job on that. The podcast that has inspired me recently is called The Mindset Mentor by Rob Dial. I don't know if you guys know him. So every day he's just talking about different topics, like whether it's life, whether it's how to overcome, fear, discipline, so many different things. And I listen to it every morning now. And I never used to be into podcasting or, that kind of thing. But now I listen to it every single day. It's the only one I actually listen to. I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts. And like every single day, for whatever reason, whatever podcast he brings in relates to how I might be feeling or the situation I might be in, or something I need to think about deeply, and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm enjoying that one. Mindset Mentor, whatever up top. The advice I give to my 18-year-old self would be to relax. You're not going to have it all figured out. Explore other skills and explore other talents that you might have, because that was the biggest mistake I ever did. Not necessarily because I've learned so much, but I wish I had pursued fashion or done something different. Because when I was 18, we were making skits. Like that's when Republic of Telly was like a big thing. So me and my friends were making skits. We actually did decently, 13,000 views in some other videos and stuff like that on YouTube, and we gave up. I don't know why, but I feel like we should have kept going. I feel like we should have explored that, because I think that was the first time when I kind of realized, I like doing creative stuff. I'm just not into books and science. I like other things, and I wish I'd just explored that and not told myself, oh no, you're going to be a doctor. I thought I had it all figured out, and that I wanted to be a doctor, and that was it. Nothing else mattered. That's all I wanted. So yeah, explore other talents and explore other avenues, and see the world a bit more.